É foto, moleque, é o brabo da putaria.
Give it an adjust. Yeah, that should be good. What is good? It is Tuesday night at 8:45. I'm just off of work and we're gonna go hit some fucking arms. Back day yesterday, arm day today, and then tomorrow, hamstrings and calves. And I'm thinking I'm gonna deadlift really heavy. I think that's what I'm in the mood for. Heavy low rep, then heavy high rep. But for tonight for arms, it'll be a pretty quick one. I'm gonna go for some warm-up sets with like light dumbbells, like just 10, 15s, and then maybe 20s. Do some dumbbell curls, then do some tricep extensions. And then we'll move on to, I think I'm gonna do mostly machine movements today. The gym that I'm training at the moment, the World's Gym, has a fuck ton of arm machines, so make the most out of it. You know, get good value for my membership. Use everything they have to offer. I've got my fucking 9 PM Red Bull as per tradition. Crack this bad boy open. Been sitting in my gym bag all day, nice and fucking warm. How we like it. Oh, that's a nice hiss. That's how you know it's gonna be a good workout. When the can crisps just fucking right. So I'll slam that bad boy on the way out. And then I'll have my pre out there while I warm up. Pre-by Emerald Labs, of course. I think it's great for these nighttime sessions. It's enough to get me going and I don't crash afterwards, so I can still sleep fine with my full sleep stack. Also Emerald Labs. I think today I'm going to go for, after the warm-up sets, 3 or 4 movements for biceps and then triceps. So I'm just going to superset each of them and I'm just going to fucking power through that shit. And I might do abs tonight as well. I haven't done abs. I did abs on Sunday, but I haven't done them for the past few weeks of the health phase, so I don't want to do them properly now that I'm back in my growth phase and training seriously again. So we'll power through some arms with just easy bicep tricep supersets, and then we'll hit some fucking cardio. 25 minutes. I'll either go the bike or the treadmill, probably just the treadmill, get some steps in, and then finish up with some abs after the cardio. Make sure my stomach's nice and flat, do some vacuums and whatnot, some crunches, hit the ab machines, and then maybe do some ab wheel or something, some leg raises. The thing with arm training is that everyone overcomplicates it a whole fuck ton. There's the two heads of the bicep, right? Your short head and your long head. But because they both insert and originate in the same point, you can't actually bias one or the other. You can bias it a little bit more, but they're both just working just as much. It's like saying pointing your toes in or out is going to change the angle of, like, you know, the head of the quad you use. Your leg's still fucking contracting. You're using every single part of your quad. And I think realistically, most people, or at least most people that follow me, you're nowhere near advanced enough to be worrying about small details like that. You know, the way the great Mike Mensa always puts it is build that nasty mass first and then focus on making it look pretty afterwards. And that's what I'm focusing on at the moment, because I'm still not big enough either. I'm in no position to be focusing on little shit like that. So we're just gonna go crazy. I'm just gonna fucking alternate. I'll do probably 2 supinated curl movements, 2 hammer curl movements, and that's not because I'm trying to bias short head or long head. That's just because I want a bit more forearm activation, because who the fuck doesn't want, like, meat hooks of forearms? Like, I want ridiculously, I want Popeye forearms, like, disproportionately big. And then same with triceps. I'm not fucking around with, like, you know, different handles and, you know, all that kind of shit. My whole fucking triceps squeezing. I've got well-developed triceps and they look good when I'm lean and I'm happy with how they look. So I'm just not going to fucking overcomplicate it with different attachments and angles and elbow positioning, all that different shit. It's not a concern at the moment. The concern at the moment is growing. Right? If you're an IFBB pro and you've just got the feedback of, like, oh, the long head of your triceps really dense and thick and looks good and is fucking peeled, but the short head's just a little bit underdeveloped, it looks a little bit flat from the side, whatever it may be, sure, then you got to worry about all that shit. You know, if you're Chris Bumstead himself. But if your main goal is just to put on size, you should not be worrying about shit like that. Just worry about putting on size. It's the same with when people, like, do the stupid fucking iliac pull downs and stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's a good exercise, and if it feels good, do it. But do it because it feels good for your whole lat, not because some guy fucking told you to do it, because you think it's going to focus on one part of the lat. You're not in any position to be focusing on one part of the lat. You just need to grow your fucking lats. So for you to grow your lats, you should be doing whatever movement feels the best. And what I mean by whatever movement feels the best is whatever gives you the most recruitment for your whole back and lat. What gives a really nice contraction, a really nice burn, and a really nice pump. Pump does not equate to growth, but pump and like a good contraction equates to the right muscles firing, and that's what we're trying to get. You know, if you do a normal lat pull down and that's all in your fucking arms, then yeah, you shouldn't be doing normal lat pull down. Not because it's a bad movement or it doesn't focus on some stupid part of the lat, but because you don't feel in the right spots. That's what a lot of you guys should be focusing on. Just do what feels good. Same with like number of reps, number of sets. If fucking pumping out 20 reps at the speed of light and just getting a sick burn feels really good and you've seen great results doing that, do that. If moving really heavy shit really slowly for like 5, 6, 7, 8 reps works really well, do that as well. You know, a lot of the numbers in bodybuilding are just set up super arbitrarily. I don't fucking understand how you could possibly believe, you know, you do 12 reps and that's hypertrophy, and the second you do 1 rep more, you've just lost a kilo of muscle in that given muscle group, and now you're going to be skinny and built for athletics. Like, that's not the way it works. You know, it's following up on what I said in my last video, and I'm just going to keep repeating it all off season because it's just fucking true. Muscle is a adaptation to stress. As long as you're stressing yourself and you're eating enough food and putting down enough food to, you know, fuel that adaptation, you're just going to grow muscle. There's no other way around it. I don't really fucking care what your genetics are. If your body is under such ridiculously extreme stress, and then you give it the fuel to adapt to that stress, it's just going to adapt. Our bodies are built to endure, and they are built to overcome. It's just the way it's a science, not in the sense of just being like, oh, adaptation. It's a science, but it's quite literally a science, just in the most basic term as possible. The science behind hypertrophy and building like muscle for anyone at my level or below, and I would even argue a little bit above my level, is incredibly basic. People overcomplicate it so much these days. It's just meat and potatoes. And you see so many guys freaking out about like, oh, he's on gear and he takes this and he takes that, and it's because of this and because of that. But the reason is because they're freaking out because they think they're doing so much by breaking it down so intensely. But the guy that's better than them is just fucking doing the basics really fucking well. Even a lot of pros, they just do the basics, you know? They put down 5, 6, 7, 8 meals. They train really hard at a frequency that's good for them. Some pros train 4 days a week. Some train 6. Some train twice a day, 6 days a week. Some train 7. You know, everyone's got their little, what's the best word for this? Little like code. Their little strategy. Their little war strategy for building muscle. It's a war against your own body. You're the one stressing your body, and your body's fighting back by building muscle. Especially if you're a young teen, or a young teen guy especially, and you've got that fucking puberty testosterone levels, you should be fucking hitting PRs literally every week. And I'm not saying like 1 rep max PRs, I'm saying like your working weight should be going up like a drastic amount every week. I had a period when I was like fucking 16 where I was adding like 10 kilos into my squat every week. Just because that was my mindset, that was my attitude, which was like, if I'm not adding 10 kilos into my squat or a fuck ton of reps, I'm just being a little pussy. Because you've got the hormones to back it up at that age. And again, if you're eating like a fucking machine, your body's well fueled and looked after, it's going to respond and it's going to do its job. I can promise you now, if you're not making progress, it's no one's fault but your own. It's not your genetics, it's not anyone else's, it's not the facility you train at, not your access to gym equipment. It's literally your own fault for not like looking after yourself. And you might make the argument of like, oh, well, I'm broke and I can't afford food, or I can't afford a trainer, or I can't afford a coach, or I can't afford this supplement or that, or I can't afford a gym membership working out at home. Get a fucking job. I just don't understand it. The argument of I've never had enough money is just work more hours. I can promise you right now there's some McDonald's hiring for like night shifts. I'm still technically working 3 jobs. I do online coaching, I work as a gym manager, and I work as a trainer. I'll just work more hours if I have to pay for more stuff. It's not very hard. People always like to play the victim, both in the sense of their training and just their overall lifestyle with work. You know, everyone likes to be like, oh, I'm looking for a job and it's so hard, or I'm trying to lose the weight and it sucks and the dieting's making me sad and hungry. You're allowed to put in petty complaints. It's the same as being like, oh, it's winter, it's cold, I don't like the cold. That's fine. But don't look for sympathy for them. You know, you're allowed to be like, oh, it's cold, that sucks. You shouldn't be like, oh, it's so fucking cold, and you know, I wish I could just stay home all day and want you to feel bad for me because I'm cold, or I want you to feel bad for me because I'm hungry. No, put in the petty complaint, get it out of the way, and keep doing what you're doing. It's the whole athlete mindset, which is like, this sucks, I fucking hate it, but I'm doing it anyway. And the more you put yourself in that negative fucking mindset as well, of feeling bad for yourself, oh, I can't find a job, this is so bad. all that time complaining about not being able to do what you want to do versus just fucking, you know, putting more hours into it. I can promise you right now, if you put a stupid amount of time into anything, there's like quite literally no way you can fail at it. You know, if you're starting a business and the business isn't doing too well and you think it's going to fail, I can promise you right now, if you're putting in 100 hours a week to work on that business and doing everything in your power to make sure it doesn't fail, it won't. You know, if you're putting 50 hours a week of your own time into your training, nutrition, meal prepping, researching into different training styles, learning about your own body, stretching, rehabbing, getting massages, doing saunas, all that kind of shit, looking after yourself, you're going to make fucking results as long as you're doing everything right. And again, if you're not doing something right, that's all on you. That's the beauty of bodybuilding, not just in a competitive sense, but bodybuilding as an idea, whereby you're just changing your body, losing fat, building muscle, whatever it may be, is that it's literally all on you. There is quite literally no one else to blame. Even if you've got a coach, maybe what your coach is making you do makes you feel like shit. Fucking stop working with the coach. It's your body. It's at the end of the day, you're making the decisions, what you put into it, and what it's going to put out, both in terms of performance and in terms of like aesthetics and how it looks, functionality, overall health. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. You're entirely in your own decision, and don't ever do anything that is like not your own decision. It just doesn't make fucking sense. I would never let anyone else dictate any decision I make or how I feel about absolutely anything. The second you just say fuck it and stop caring about anything except what you want to do and you want to achieve, you just feel so much better. I quite literally, at 21, at the stage of my life, I don't really care about anything except how I'm looking in like a healthy way, not like a body dysmorphia way. Improving my strength, improving my physique, nothing else matters. I can work a 120-hour work week and just eat and sleep and train. I don't fucking care. It doesn't bother me. I still get to train. Just sit at work all day looking forward to lifting some heavy shit. Even last night, I finished training back and I was like, fuck, I want to deadlift. Like, I want to max out my deadlift. I just trained for like an hour and a half. I was on the treadmill doing cardio and I was like, fuck, I was just itching to hold something heavy. It's just that feeling. Even that feeling of doing something that like, it was probably a little bit too heavy. Like my bent over rows yesterday, my 140 bent over rows, they're probably too heavy. They probably look like shit. But it was just that feeling, that powerful feeling of being like, I can't quite do it well. And I can't quite do it to the degree that I want to. But I'm part of the way there, which means I'll be able to do it eventually, and that's exciting. That's what I think is really exciting about training. The idea of like, I'm not where I want to be, and I'm maybe not even on the right path yet, but I can see the vision of where I want to be and how I'm going to get there. That's what like, oh, it's just the best feeling in the fucking world. And you can get so tunnel vision. I'm so fucking stupidly tunnel vision at the moment. I just sit there 24/7 with this image in my head of like, what if I just suffered like the most I physically could for the next 2 years? What if I just work like fucking 12 plus hours, 7 days a week, and I like ghost everyone and I fucking don't do anything except work, eat, and train and just become a fucking monster. Just achieve like a ridiculous unseen level of strength and fucking build an unseen amount of muscle in the space of like a year and a half and come back. That's all I can fucking think about. And then when all you think about is that 24/7, you just start to fucking do it without realizing. All of a sudden, I'm working a 12-hour day and I don't fucking care. Because all I'm thinking about is training after work. I don't care that it's 9 p.m. I want to train. It's like having an addiction. It's insane. It's just on your mind like 24/7. All right, we've pulled up to the car park. Finish off the Red Bull. I'm not sure if this session will end up being mic'd up because the music in there is so fucking loud. But I'll try and mic up. But for arms, I'll do some shit full range of motion, really slow, really heavy. Some shit I'll just pump out partials. Just fatigue the muscle as much as I fucking can. I just want to get my arms swollen to the point where I can't move them, to the point where I can't even curl like 10 kilos. But we'll do that. Nothing I'm going to do is really get any commentary. It's pretty basic. I'm just going to fucking do everything from sets of like 6/8 through to sets of 15 on a bunch of different machines. Again, it's arms. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. You don't need an explanation for what I'm doing. There was any machine I use in this workout. There was no planning. There was no like theory. I thought, fuck, that looked fun. I might do a set. Okay, it felt like shit. I'll do something else. Fuck, that felt really good. Let's smash this for the next fucking 5-10 minutes, and then I'll move on. So that's the plan. Fucking destroy my arms, and then go home and eat 5 eggs and go to sleep. Because that's literally all that's been on my mind all day. So let's go fucking do it. So that was the 10s for 15, and then the 15s for 10. And now I'm gonna do the 20s for 5. Just to prime my nervous system for the heavy weight. But the blood's flowing really nice tonight. Blood's flowing really, really easy tonight. So it's gonna be a good workout, I can tell. This, well, that focus. This last little foamy bit. No? Okay, well, there's a layer there of like foam you can see on top. It's a different color. That's pretty much everything in the pre that you want in you. So if you ever have foam sitting in the bottom of the pre that's left that you can drink, you have to get your foam in as well. That's all the important stuff. Make sure you're well hydrated as well. Good blood flow. Both those sets felt lighter than I expected. So I'll count them as warm-ups and we'll go heavier for the next two. So 2 working sets. I'll probably go heavy, actually even heavier. Heavy low rep and then heavy high rep and then move on. That was 80 kilos on the curl and then 80 kilos on tricep extensions. My fucking arms feel like they're gonna explode. But I almost maxed out the bicep curl machine, which is cool. I would say on the 2-3 plates on this one before I can max it out. It's good, getting stronger again, feels good. But I'm fucking so pumped I can barely fucking move. Shit's mental.
We have a signal now for when I'm needed. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning to them.
What's good, guys? We're back in the car now. So that was a pretty good workout. My arms swelled up a fucking stupid amount. I think my blood pressure's still a little bit high. I think it's still like in the 130 range. Better than it was post-show. Post-show it was like fucking 160, 70, 80. It was fucked. But it's more normal now. I'm healthier now. I'm happier now. I'm gonna move the seat back a little bit, hopefully. Just make sure I'm in camera frame. Hit that weird fucking single arm Cybex machine. It felt pretty good. Supersetted that with the behind the head extension machine. That felt really nice. I put on 80 for both. The 80 for the triceps was all way easier than I thought it was going to be. I got 15 reps. And then just kept the same way. Got another, I think it was like 13, 14 or 15 on the second set. And went a little bit lighter on the second set of curls, because first set of curls I got like 7 or 8, and then second set I think I went down from 80 to 60 kilos and got another like 8 or 9. Then what we hit? I hit the preacher curl, went pretty light on that, went like 40 kilos, just focused on core range of motion, getting a good contraction, moving with nice tempo, and supersetted that with the weird fucking dip machine. I did it both, like I faced the wrong way in the first one on purpose because the machine said I could. I just wanted to see which way I felt better. Facing away from the camera, I felt it a lot more in my chest, which I didn't like because my chest is still a bit sore from Sunday. And then facing towards the camera, I felt the way more in my arms. That was great. That was what I wanted to feel it in. And then I just finished with some fucking hammer curls with the 15s and some behind the head single arm extensions. But to be honest, my arms were pumped to fuck all hell and I couldn't even get 400 motion. I was doing like half reps because I quite physically couldn't like curl my arm up any higher. And then I hit my cardio, then after cardio I did abs. You would have seen on the abs, I was doing these weird like partial little just like pump reps on the crunches, where I didn't like fully extend my rib cage and stretch out my abdomen. The reason for that was in that position, I felt my lower abs fire like a fuck ton, like right down towards my pelvis. And that's what I'm trying to work on the most, because I've got pretty much no shape through there, so I want to make that more prominent the next time I'm lean. And it's also an area where I hold like a lot of my fat, so the more I build up that muscle, the less that fat's going to be visible, both in terms of looking good in my off-season, and in terms of how much fat I have to cut away when I go on stage. So that's why I did those reps like that. Just went 3 rounds of 15 reps. I don't go as hard on abs because, to be honest, they don't need as much work. I'd prefer training them at like a crazy high frequency multiple times a week, than doing like balls to the wall once or twice a week, I would with any other muscle group. And I also don't like them too achy and fatigued, so that's the other reason I don't like to train them at high intensity, because if they're super fatigued, then it makes me suffer on things like my squat, or even my bench, my deadlifts, anything like that, where I have to actually engage my abs, because I can't engage them properly because they're all achy. But that was the workout. It was pretty easy, it was pretty quick. It's only... no, it's 11 PM. Okay, well, I take it back, it wasn't that quick. But got through everything I needed to get through, felt pretty good. Feeling good about the off-season. Feel like I've put on a lot of size. Shape's already looking really good, and we're literally not even started. Like, it's workout 2 of week 1. Waiting to hear back from Matt still in terms of eating. Once I have my next meal plan, I want to do a full day of eating, or 6 meals. I will literally just film throughout my day whilst I'm at work or some shit. I won't do it on a weekend. I'll show you how tedious and painful it is to eat 6 meals in a full working day, whilst also training at like 9, 10, 11 PM at night. Like, it's 11 now, I'll probably get home at about 11:30, and then I have to make eggs, eat eggs, have a shower, go to bed. And then wake up, and then repeat. And I'm probably going to not sleep as much tonight, because I have to wake up early for work, and I also have to wake up a little bit earlier, because I have to cook some food before work. But I don't fucking care, it's just what I have to do. I've accepted that, I'm unbothered by it, there's no reason to complain, it's not going to change, it's what I have to do. So, I think with that, that was day 2 of the Mass Monster bulk. Very beginning. Probably not going to film day 3 with hamstrings and such. It won't be daily videos. It'll just be whenever I feel like it. But I'll easily get out at least 1 per week. Hopefully more. Hopefully as many as possible. Next one I'll probably film will be Thursday night, which will be chest. I'm going to try and go for a bench rep PR. Not like a 1RM, but just for reps PR. Not a PR, but, you know, I guess it's a PR coming back from my show. It's the first time I'm going to touch this weight in a little while. And then the rest of it will just be a good chest workout, because I finished work a little bit earlier this Thursday, and means I can take more time filming and stuff. So that's the plan. That'll probably be the next one, Thursday night chest, which is kind of going to be like a push day. It'll be chest, a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of triceps. Might even throw some biceps if I'm feeling like it. And then Friday rest day, and then I'll decide when I want to film for the rest of the week. But with that, like, subscribe, and share the video if you enjoyed. We're still trying to grow the channel. I'm getting dangerously close to 500 subscribers, which is pretty exciting. Check out the Instagram, we're just shy of 18k, and check out the TikTok. I think I just hit 21k on TikTok tonight, which is pretty cool. Link to all my coaching and programs down in the description, and link to all the Emerald Lab supplements I use down below as well. You can use code MATT for 15% off. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time.